My name is Eşref Evliyaoğlu. I'm the head of business development at Baykar. It's our first attendance to MSPO, and we are so glad to be here. First, because we have ongoing projects already with Polish agencies, and also we believe that MSPO is a good show to attend in terms of get to the European and even the international market. The Bioreactor Tb2 actually it's pretty known. I mean, it's one of the most active and most combat-proven systems today around the world. We all saw it in a lot of combat theaters, like in Turkey or outside of Turkey, like in Libya, in Azerbaijan. And today it became the symbol of the resistance in Ukraine, actually. And this is just motivating us to work more on perfectionizing these assets. The success story of Baykar, I mean, to succeed in producing such platforms, you need a lot of, depends on a lot of parameters. First of all, you need an incredible human resource, which we believe we have it today. We are a family of 2,700 people. Second one, you need to possess this technology. I mean, not being just an assembler and working more on the commercial side. So you have to invest heavily in R&D, and that's what we are doing exactly in Baykar. The Bioreactor Tb2, well, some they consider it AK-47 of the UAVs, some they consider it as the game changer. Actually, it is a game changer, it is a force multiplier. It's mail class platform, it's tactical class platform. It targets with surgical precision, and it can stay for long hours in the air, along with, of course, very reasonable cost of operation. Bioreactor Tb2, when we talk actually about drones, generally we focus only on the bird. But the bird is just a part of a very complex system. This represents only the air segment part, but there is a lot of equipment you need on the ground. The Bioreactor Tb2, actually, it's a 700 kg platform, 12 meters wingspan. Its length is a bit more than 6 meters. It's used mainly, and we see it on the medias, mainly in combat missions because it can carry up to 4 laser-guided munitions, along with laser designator integrated within its turret, its ISR gimbal. It has very robust avionic architecture. I mean, redundancy is very, very crucial in defense industry. But we believe also that governments, they still not very aware about the use of UAVs. Because UAV, it's not a tank that you will keep in your hangar and you will keep spending money to protect it against rust, to take it out only in exercises or in wartime. Actually, UAVs, you can use them in a lot of other fields. Most of them are civilian, like border patrolling, like traffic monitoring, like accident assessment. Today in Turkey we use it heavily as well for the fight against fire. Last year, for example, we had a very hot summer in Turkey due to forest fires everywhere around the country. But these assets, they were playing a big role as well in that fight. Well, the future of the company, this is cutting-edge technology. Technology is being developed and being upgraded every single day. So there is a lot of upcoming upgrades as well for the Tb2. Also, we are working on other platforms. Now we have the Bioreactor Tb2. It's 6 tons platform with 1.5 tons payload capacity, can fly higher than the Tb2, of course. It's a strategical platform. It's twin engine. And also we are working on another revolutionary system, which is called Bioreactor Kızılel. Between brackets, it means the golden apple. Golden apple will be maybe the first of its kind. We are talking now about transonic and supersonic UAVs. We are talking about UAVs with low visibility. We are thinking about UAVs that they can take off and be recoverable from maritime platforms. We have such ongoing projects, along with some civilian projects like Jezeri, which is a concept of flying car.
Thank you so much. So my name is Major Mitchell Vandercote. I'm a U.S. Marine AH-1 Zulu Viper pilot. And so we brought with us the AH-1 Zulu Viper helicopter to show at MSPO this year. So this is actually the AH-1 Zulu Viper. This is the four-bladed. It's got a semi-rigid, bearingless rotor head, a whole new drive system. It's got the target sight system sensor, full glass cockpit, full integrated avionics, and integrated weapon systems. The advantage of this helicopter is the amount of ordnance that it can carry and that it can employ. I can fire Hellfire missiles, AIM-9 missiles, unguided rockets, 20mm cannons, and it can carry just a lot of weight and employ a lot of ordnance. Yeah, so we have two crew members, which essentially we work as a team together. Generally, one pilot will be the flying pilot, and the other pilot will be employing the weapons in an objective area. Both cockpits are almost identical, and you can employ all the weapons from either cockpit. So depending on the mission set that you're doing that day, you can have the flying pilot either sitting in the back or the front seat, and then the non-flying pilot will be employing most of the weapons in the ordnance. Yes, so looking here we have the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. It's a laser-guided, precision-guided weapon. So you can, there are multiple warheads. You can do anti-tank, anti-armor, anti-personnel. You can strike buildings, rooms. It's a very versatile weapon, and then we can laser guide, and it's a precision-guided munition. We do, so we have both unguided and guided 70mm Hydra rockets. This rocket pod here holds 19, and we can shoot anywhere from 1 to 19 rockets at a time. And that's the AIM-9 missile. It's an air-to-air heat-seeking missile. And we primarily can use that for counter helicopter and fixed. So we have 6 stations, and all stations we can interchange depending on the mission set and depending on what ordnance we want to take out with us. So here we have the 20mm cannon. It shoots semi-armor piercing, high explosive, incendiary ammunition. It shoots around 600 rounds per minute. Generally for light-skinned vehicles, anti-personnel, and those types of targets. By the U.S. Marines, and the Czech Republic has also purchased this helicopter. So here we have our auxiliary fuel tank. It can hold enough fuel to give you about 30 extra minutes of fuel in flight. Our airspeed limit is 200 knots. We generally will cruise at 140 knots. We can go up to 10,000 feet, but being a helicopter, we like to operate as low as we can to the ground.
Okay. CNIM has been industrial partner for both French and foreign defense forces for more than 100 years, and we are proud to commercialize systems that goes on air, on land, and on sea. What you're seeing here are a land equipment booth. That is, and we're very proud this year to advertise the fact that we have just signed a major contract with the Polish land forces involving our floating bridges. We have sold many dozens of these units that are designed for the engineering forces to allow them to cross wet gaps up to 100 meters wide. The product is designed to be brought on the bank and to be deployed on the bank, and then to assemble itself on the wet gap to form either crossing ferries or an entire bridge to cross from one bank to another. So it's a complete system that comes with the truck. As a matter of fact, it's a Polish truck, it's a Kielce truck, and a section that is 11 meters long. What you don't see here on the mock-up is that it comes also with ramps to allow the unloading and the loading of the vehicles on the system, whether it's on a ferry or on a complete bridge. So this is the third generation of floating bridges that CNIM manufactures. We've started in the early 80s, and now we're up to the third generation with increased capabilities. In technical words, it's called a maximum load capacity. We are up to 90 tracks and 100 wheels. The launch of the unit is not remotely controlled, it's not automatic, but it only needs one man with a simple wired remote that will activate pistons that will first incline the modules and gently, carefully unload it on the river. And immediately the outboard engines will take over, allowing the section to be fully autonomously propelled on the river. So you do that for each and every section, then you assemble the section one with another on the river to form either a ferry or a bridge. Well, it really depends how many deployment spots are available on the bank. The more spots, available, the more simultaneously deployed on the section. But I can tell you that our personal record is to deploy the equivalent of a 100-meter bridge on 15 minutes, 1-5, a quarter of an hour. It's a frame contract that goes till October 2026 with a total budget for a customer of $1.5 billion zlotys, and that involves many sets of floating bridges. As a matter of fact, we just signed the first order in this frame contract for 200 meters of these floating bridges to be delivered in 2025.
Good afternoon, my name is Silvio Liuzzi. I am in the electronics division responsible for East European markets and Israel. And as Leonardo, we are very glad and we consider MSPO 22 a very good occasion to be present to show our capabilities on our sectors of business. And in fact, we are active in that respect, and that's why we consider it as very usual to be present here and showcase our solution, which is named the Falco Evo, which is very successful, already operating in several countries and for several customers all over the world. This is why we decided to present it also at MSPO. Falco Evo is a Class 2 NATO standard system. Which is capable of flying up to 24 hours in terms of endurance. It has a wingspan of about 12 meters and is capable of loading up to 220 kilos payloads. In terms of payload, in fact, of course, it is configurable depending on what is the operational requirements and what is the mission that is asked to provide. In particular, we have the capability to perform surveillance missions, both land and maritimes, and that's why we have the gimbal for both the electro-optics systems and solutions and surveillance radar, which are as all the other sensors on board Leonardo products. Anyhow, as a company, we follow the policy of embedding on Falco Evo any different system from Leonardo ones, depending on the wishes or requirements from our customers. The drone is capable of supporting also a weaponized configuration, even though we are following the, let's say, the NATO standard and the European stream in terms of such a decision. The main advantage of Falco Evo is that it is the only one machine which is completely and totally European composed. So let me say all the subsystems are made in Europe, so which means that there is not any component or subcomponent which is under either limitation or restrictions. The message that is we have not to defend, let's say, what we do all over the world with this machine can give the evidence, and this is something that is easily witnessed, that the system is really responding to the operational requirements of our customer, also thanks to our capability of tailoring the configuration depending on the operational requirements we are asked for.